Alright, time to get on with the story. I doubt we'll have time to do anything else once we arrive at the Sank District. Should we get going? Yeah, there aren't. I don't think there are any other things I need to do that are required. I already turned in the shoe quest. And we got the recipe. Alright. I hope. I better check the AP guide too. Let's see. Sank District.
They were wearing the same uniform as Reen's sister.
Yeah, they must go to St. Estrella too.
So, the famous St. Estrella Girls' School is around here, huh? It's supposed to be a combined middle and high school exclusively for the young ladies of the nobility.
Yeah, this is one part of the capital that the masses have no reason to visit. Although, I can at least support the school's commitment to fostering chastity and rejecting materialism.
You seem to know an awful lot about a fancy girls' school.
No, I don't. This is all just common knowledge.
Anyway, let's go and wait by the front gate.
Yeah, those were the instructor's orders.
I'm feeling kind of nervous, actually.
Why would you?
To men, this academy must seem clad in the mysterious, impenetrable aura of feminine nobility.
Never expected to hear those words from Laura. Yeah, this would seem.
I was wondering. Did you not want to come here, Laura?
My father did recommend it to me, but they offered no classes in the martial arts.
Ouch.
That alone was reason enough to look elsewhere.
That seems kind of strange considering all the nobles in Thors Military Academy. It seems like the nobility is no stranger to martial arts. Maybe the ones that does seem strange.
I can totally understand that.
Though I get the feeling Laura would cause a real uproar if she went to a school for genteel young ladies.
Yeah, I can picture the chaos now.
Oh? I have a number of acquaintances who attend there, and from all I hear, it does seem to be a wonderful school. I've heard that even Princess Alphen herself is a student there.
I've heard that too.
Princess who?
Seriously, he?
You've seriously never heard of her? I know you're not from Erebonia, but even still.
To be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if plenty of Erebonians didn't know who she is.
Princess Alphen is the daughter of our reigning emperor, His Majesty Emperor Eugent. She's supposed to be as sweet as an angel and popular with everyone.
Is that so?
Actually, I believe she's the same age as Fee. I've had the opportunity to meet her once before. She truly is as charming as the rumors suggest.
I figured as much. I've seen photographs of her plenty of times in magazines, though I've never had the opportunity to meet her.
Sounds like she's in the same school year as Elise, come to think of it.
And she's, I think she was with Elise in a few cutscenes too.
She has a twin brother too, Prince Cedric. He's the crown prince of Erebonia.
Oh, right. I think I've seen a picture of the prince in a magazine before. Dark blonde hair, like Eustace's brother, right?
Oh, I think you're thinking of Prince Oliver. He's Cedric and Alphen's older brother.
Why isn't he the crown prince then?
I've heard the reason is that his mother was a commoner. It seems like a stupid reason to deny him the right of succession, but that's how nobles do things.
I feel like I've been hearing his name a lot lately. He made a big splash when he came back from Liberl aboard that airship. You know the one, right?
You mean the time he shot that rose that, while throwing it at Osborne?
You must be referring to his return aboard the Arcel, after the crisis in Liberl was put to rest.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. It really made a big impact. I'd never seen an airship that looked so white and elegant before.
I believe my father went to welcome the prince back in his capacity as Imperial Governor, too. And yeah, now that you mention it, that does seem to be when I started hearing his name around a lot more.
Oh, you're all here already.
Ah, you made it.
It's good to see you all again.
You're a bunch of early birds, aren't you?
Well, we just about finished up everything we had to do when we got the call to meet here.
Were you able to finish up everything on your end, too?
As if we'd leave any loose ends.
I wonder if they also ran into that Phantom Thief. They probably won't
If
say.
not for our unfamiliarity with the city, we would have been finished this morning.
Every time.
Looks like getting these two to kiss and make up will be an uphill battle.
Well, some say that when someone gets under your skin, it means you really care about what they think.
Wait, did you two?
I figured the girls would be the first to notice.
Of course. I apologize for any worry I've caused you.
We're fine now.
Even this cutscene is setting my GPU on fire.
Really?
Oh boy.
That's great! It sure is. Maybe after this field study is over, we can get together and spend the night talking in one of our rooms. Sounds good.
The thought of a Class VII pajama party makes me a little embarrassed.
That's girls for you.
Girls and sleepovers go together like jam and toast, huh?
That must be Heimdall Cathedral's bell.
It has a solemn, stately sound, wouldn't you say? It sounds so different from how it does in the Ost district. Though that makes sense considering the distance.
That bell ringing must mean it's 5 o'clock, which means it's almost the time we were supposed to meet here.
Reen?
Elise, what are you doing here? Wait, I guess this is your school, so where else would you be?
Yes. I see all of your classmates are with you too. It's only been a week since we saw you, hasn't it?
Well, we were told to meet here.
Wait a minute. Are you the ones? The 9 guests I was told to expect at 5 o'clock sharp?
Well, there are 9 of us in Class 7. Wait, what?
Then that would mean you're the one we were told wanted us to come here? Actually, I suspect that would be a friend of mine.
Alphen.
Why does she always have to be such a mischief maker? I swear. She could have at least given me a little warning that you were coming.
Elise?
Anyway, where are my manners? Welcome to St. Estrella Girls' School. I hope you'll enjoy your visit. Right this way.
Hey, boys! I don't think I've seen that uniform before. They're speaking too fast. They're all scrolling. They know about Laura? I can't feel the stairs boring holes in my head. Pay them no mind. We certainly do seem to be the stars of the show today. Hey, and Laura's as popular as ever. I can't say that being admired doesn't feel nice, but... Please, don't be too hard on them. We don't have many opportunities to meet people from outside the school. You think that boy in front is a commoner? I'm not sure, but either way he looks so handsome. How do you think they know Elise? Actually, you're right, this is kind of uncomfortable. Are they all the same age as you, Elise? I don't know and I don't care.
What's in here?
It looks like an indoor garden. This is the Academy's rose garden. The person who called you here is waiting inside. Who did call us here anyway?
Whoever they are, they must have considerable social standing.
Your Highness, I brought the guests.
Alphen,
Thank you. Please show them in.
Oh.
No way.
Hey, Elise, is that...
You don't need to ask when you already know. Now, if you'll follow me... I knew it! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen of Class 7. My name is Alphen. Alphen Rice Arner. It's a pleasure to meet all of you. Come on, Elise, cheer up. I'm sorry, all right? I was only trying to tease you a little. Don't you have something you wanted to discuss with everyone? Please, go right ahead.
I wonder if she invited Olivier to this meeting too.
Aside, it's been a long time since I last saw both of you, Eustace and Laura. I'm glad to see you're both well.
Likewise, Your Highness.
You've become even more fetching since we last met.
Aw, thank you. I was rather hoping that you'd decide to enroll in Saint Estrella too. But it seems you chose to attend Thors after all.
Well, I've committed myself to following the way of the sword, and Thors gives me a place to hone my skills. I apologize for not being able to live up to your expectations.
First I lost Angelica to Thors, then you too. Perhaps I should just transfer there next year myself. Your Highness. Got you to look. But I... Well, she seems lively.
She seems far more easygoing than I was expecting.
I've heard plenty about her, but none of that prepared me for meeting her in person.
So, this is what it's like to be in the presence of royalty. It's actually rather overwhelming.
I can see why people always compare her to an angel.
Me too. Please don't worry about me. Well, I still have much to learn before I feel like I deserve my status among the nobility. I've been blessed with wonderful friends, and I'm enjoying life here at the Academy.
Well, she does seem to have at least one wonderful friend. Kind of an understatement when that friend happens to be Princess Alphen.
I'm particularly happy to finally be able to meet you, Reen Schwarzer. Elise has told me so much about you. Your Highness!
I'm honored that you'd say so. Elise always mentions in her letters what a great friend she has. As her brother, I wanted to thank you for that.
Reen? Oh, it's so refreshing. You're every bit the person Elise says you are. Perhaps even more so.
Huh?
Actually, I have a teensy-weensy favor to ask. Do you think I could join Elise in thinking of you as my dear brother as well?
What?
Your Highness!
We already have 2 brothers.
You see, Elise has spoken of you so often that in my heart, you've already come to feel like family. And now that I've had the opportunity to meet you, I fear I simply can't suppress these feelings any longer. I have 2 brothers already, of course, so I'm sure it won't take long to adjust.
I couldn't
Wait, but that means
possibly-
Olivier gets to be my brother, right? Hell yeah! Let's go for it, Reen!
That's enough, Your Highness. Aw, don't be so stingy. Surely it wouldn't hurt to share him with me a little. Anyway, that aside, the reason I called you here today was not to talk with me. There is someone else who would like to meet you.
Oh, could it finally be Olivert himself?
Why? It's not like we're famous.
Who do you mean?
Hey, isn't that?
A guitar? No, a lute?
Oh, it seems he's
Yep,
arrived.
it's Olivert for sure.
Oh,
I apologize for keeping you waiting.
Oh, he's in his civilian outfit.
it's a pleasure to see you again.
And you as well, young lady. Well, I trust everyone here has been making themselves comfortable.
Who's this guy? I'm not sure, though I feel like I've seen him somewhere before.
I serve as a music instructor in the hallowed halls of this fine academic institution. In truth, I am ever on the hunt for that elusive mayfly we call love. But that might raise eyebrows at a middle school. But whose pulse would not quicken wandering into this untainted cloister of dew-eyed maidens? Ah, the romance.
I wonder if he knows Blue Blonde was around this area.
Could he be?
Ow! I think that's quite enough. Any more of that and our guests may start edging toward the exit.
Ah, I can always count on you to never miss a beat, my dear sister.
Wait. So this is...
Whoa.
Indeed. 'Tis I, Olivert Rice Arner, also known by some unscrupulous individuals as the debaucherous prince.
I don't know, that sounds pretty accurate.
I also serve as Thors Military Academy's ornamental chairman of the board. It's a pleasure to finally meet you, ladies and gentlemen of Class VII.
Well, that certainly might explain the bracer-like structure of the class now that it's confirmed he's behind it. You He's been hanging with Joshua and Estelle for so long that he might as well be a bracer himself. Probably join the Bracer Guild at rank C or higher if he just...
I have to admit, I was surprised to learn that you're the chairman of the board of directors, Your Highness. I'd heard that the chairman was a member of the Imperial family, but still.
I'm not surprised. Who would expect the infamous prodigal son to chair a committee at a prestigious academy like Thors? I suppose it's not surprising they'd rather keep it hushed up, though. It wouldn't exactly be great for the school's image.
That's surprisingly forthright coming from you. Is it really true, though? I mean, that you were the one responsible for establishing Class 7, Your Highness?
Indeed, I was. You see, it's always been a tradition that a member of the Imperial family serves as chairman of the board. At first, I wore the title in name only, but I had a change of heart after my vacation in Liberl 2 years ago.
You were in Liberl back then?
That would put your visit during the incident that occurred there, correct?
Yup, he was kicking ass and taking names there alongside everyone else.
Right. All I've done since I returned to Erebonia has been inspired by my experience during the crisis in Liberl. As a result, fruitless though they may prove to be, I've set a number of plans in motion. One of which is to bring the winds of change to Thors Military Academy. A gust of fresh air, if you will.
Winds of change, huh?
I can only assume you're referring to our class?
Then the one who decided to throw both commoners and nobles into the same class was...
Fittingly, someone who was descended from both commoners and nobles.
Yes, the idea was mine. Although the selected students also had to have a high aptitude with the ARCUS units too.
I think I'm finally starting to understand the reasoning behind Class 7. And why we're being sent all over Erebonia on these field studies.
To show us firsthand and give us cause to consider the conflict between the two factions. That is the purpose behind our field studies. Is it not, Your Highness?
That is one of the reasons, yes. However, my foremost intention was to show you that during your lives, you will encounter many obstacles and conflicts. Not just between factions, but between the capital and the provinces, tradition and technology, even between nations. In these turbulent times, I thought that this would provide the hands-on education today's promising youths need. We need up-and-comers who can think and act independently to face tomorrow's challenges head-on.
That makes sense.
Wow, that's quite a plan.
I can't help but feel a little unsure whether we can live up to such high expectations.
Hearing your explanation has, at the very least, cleared up many of the doubts I've had up to this point.
Class 7 does seem like an ideal environment to expand one's outlook on life.
They're probably just testing the waters with our class before they try to get other ARCUS capable students to form similar mixed classes, going on field studies and stuff.
I feel like going through everything we have so far has brought us closer to doing exactly that. Yep.
Marvelous. I'm so pleased to hear it.
There's no way all 9 of us can save the whole nation from this conflict anyways.
Just listening to you makes me feel even more certain that establishing Class 7 was the right decision. Especially since while the idea itself was mine, I have no real say in how the classes run day to day.
Oh.
Even so, I still hope to meet all of you at least once, if only to tell you all this. That was when Alphen stepped in and offered to set up this little meeting.
I see. Well, I could hardly refuse such a sincere request from my brother. But it also presented me a fine chance to finally meet Elise's beloved brother, as I've always wanted to. Your Highness!
Oh, well, this video's going on longer than I thought. I may have to...
Thank you for taking the time to tell us all of this, Your Highness. I feel like now that I know, I want to live up to the promise you saw in Class 7. Thing is, am I right in assuming that Class 7 doesn't exist just to fulfill your progressive ideal?
What do you...
Oh?
The board has its chairman, of course, but 3 directors besides. My older brother Rufus, Imperial Governor Karl Regnitz, and Irina Reinford of the Reinford Group.
Oh, yeah.
Now that you mention it...
They do seem to have certain expectations for us.
Precisely. As I mentioned, I no longer have anything to do with how Class 7 is run. That authority lies with the directors. As you're keenly aware, Rufus and Governor Regnitz sit on opposite sides of the factional divide. And while Chairman Irina is mostly involved with Class 7's technology, like the ARCUS, her intentions are a mystery to me. And it's those 3 who decide where you'll travel for your field studies.
Is that right?
When you put it that way, it does make it seem like some kind of bargaining is taking place behind the scenes.
It was one of the conditions they gave in exchange for allowing Class 7 to be established. I'll admit, I hesitated to allow it, but I decided to place my hopes in you. We believed then, as we still do, that one day, you all will be a great light that can push back the darkness of this country. Well, I suppose when I put it that way, it sounds positively heroic. But that's just me. Don't feel too pressured by it. Your students, first and foremost. Reach out and grab that fragrant rose of school life. Join a club. Eat cheap food with your friends at midnight. Fall in love. We live but once. Make your youth count.
You know, it's weird, but hearing you say that kind of takes a load off my mind.
By the way, just earlier you said that we believed the Class 7 would be a great light. Is there someone else involved with Thors who shares your vision for our class, Your Highness?
There is. Principal Van Dyke.
Oh, that's how you pronounce his name. Van Dyke.
I once attended Thors
Whoops.
myself and studied under him. He gave my proposal to establish Class 7 his full backing.
I see.
He's been particularly considerate toward us ever since we arrived at the Academy.
While he has no direct control over the running of the Academy, he does preside over the board meetings. And above all, he's the one who assembled an excellent team to give you first-rate training.
An excellent team, you say?
Are you referring to Instructor Sarah?
Well, she's certainly one of them. Still, coaxing her away from her former line of work certainly played a large part in giving Class 7 a great foundation. She is, after all, one of the strongest people in the Empire, and her experience makes her a natural field leader.
Oh, and maybe she was a former bracer, if she has more direct say in how the class is run.
Wait, what?
Instructor Sarah? One of the strongest people in Erebonia?
Exactly what experience might you be referring to?
I've even heard rumors of her daring exploits myself. She was known as the Purple Lightning. Doesn't that sound exciting?
Wait. Purple Lightning?
I knew it.
If you two have heard of it, it must be a household name among martial artists.
That's right. Though I've just heard it in passing.
Ah, that young ace of the Erebonian Bracer Guild, and one of the Empire's most famous bracers.
Ah, bracer indeed.
She has a history full of brave feats and dangerous deeds. She was even the youngest bracer to achieve A-rank status. Back then, she was known as the Purple Lightning. Now, you know her simply as your homeroom teacher.
Yeah, in Canaan, Estelle was not supposed to Estelle did not achieve A rank even after the Oriole incident. She apparently, I think, got to either C or B rank. Yeah, even if you got all your BP, she still didn't quite make it that far. What a shame. But I wonder what kind of incident Sarah went through. She must have fought some crazy final boss herself. A huge eldritch abomination thing with giant wings, just like Estelle did. Maybe something even worse. Maybe two at the same time. Oh, a save point. I have no idea why I decided to put a save point right there. But I'll take it. Thanks for seeing us out. I never would have guessed you were friends with Princess Alphen of all people. So I wish I knew how much of what she said was genuine. Hey, Elise? Huh? Thank you for taking the time to come here today. Take her on your way back to your lodgings. We will, thank you. Thanks for showing us around. Hey, good night. Good night, everyone. Wait. Sigh. Don't worry. And I can kind of understand where she's coming from. And I doubt anyone could have guessed that Her Highness would extend such a bold invitation to you. I'm not sure how that's my fault. A flashback? Oh yes, I almost forgot. I mean, I have a small favor I'd like to ask of you. Of me? Your Highness? Oh, you're going to ask him? See, of course. You see, tomorrow I'll be attending a garden party sponsored by the local government for the start of the festival, where our Magius's father invited me to attend. Yes, I seem to recall hearing that myself. That's the one with the Crystal Garden in Modder Park, right? Indeed. Anyway, let's not waltz around the matter. I was rather hoping you would join me as my dance partner, Reen. Huh? What? Does that mean... Do you think Her Highness knows the old saying, a dance today, a wedding tomorrow? I'm sure that's fully in the realm of tabloid speculation. Still, there's no denying that many will interpret it that way. Whoa, hold on a minute. I don't think I can. I mean, it would be an honor, but it's like too great an honor for someone like me. Oh, not at all. Your father may be a baron, but the Schwarzers have long had deep ties with the imperial family. I apologize if this comes across as rude, but inviting you would likely create less opposition than if I were to invite Eustace. I see. Well, I can't deny that. You needn't apologize. I find your choice rather fascinating, actually. Eustace, you're not helping. Anyway, I really don't think I'm the man you want. Sometimes I can barely keep from tripping over my own feet. Is that so? Elise once told me that she asked you to help her practice the finer points of ballroom dancing. In fact, she says you're an excellent dancer. You step lightly and very gracefully. Is that not true, Reen? Well... uh-oh. She has a jelly look on her face. I understand. It was rude of me to trouble you with a petition like this on such short notice. And besides, I don't suppose you would have much interest in dancing with a little girl like me. No, that's not what I mean, Your Highness. Well, that's my sister, alright. She really knows how to twist a knife. Your Highness, please. You too, Prince Olivert. Looks like they're having fun. I had no idea the Imperial family was such a lively and cheerful bunch. I get a feeling they aren't all like this. I see now. How could it not have crossed my mind? Perhaps the truth is that you already have your heart set on someone else? Or is there someone you're already courting? Huh? Oh no, she's gonna go full jelly mode, isn't she? Well, do you? I'm positively dying to know which maiden has conquered the battlefield of your heart. Who do I have the highest bond score with anyways? Wait, I mean... Yeah, how am I gonna get out of this one? I'm not sure how to turn her down gently. See. Very well, I shall relent this time. Huh? However, next year I'll be 16, just like your sister. That's when I'll be making my debut into high society, so I'd be very happy if you'd give my invitation some thought. Well, aren't you the lucky one? Her Highness really seems to have taken a liking to you. You really ought to have accepted her invitation. It might have led to something truly unexpected in the future. No, I doubt it. It seemed like she just took an interest in me because I'm her friend's brother. She didn't seem all that serious about it, so I figured she was just trying to tease the two of us. Can't deny it seemed that way. But I got the impression that wasn't all that was going on there. You weren't the only one feeling nervous that whole time. Prince Olivert was even more unusual than I heard. No doubt about that. He seemed entertaining to be around. I think he's the one who made Class VII possible. He seemed easygoing, but hearing him talk about our class made what we're doing feel even more important. And besides, he gave us plenty of other useful info. Yeah, including the fact that the board of directors seems to have their own agenda for us. I have no idea what they're planning, but their motives seem incredibly suspicious. Agreed. Hearing about the instructor's background kind of threw me for a loop too. I wouldn't have imagined she used to be a bracer, maybe because you don't really see them around anymore to begin with. A rank is more or less the highest you can be too. I assume you already knew about her history, Fee? Yep, the guild is every Jaeger Corps' main competition after all. Probably even ran into her a few times during her operations. Really? Unbelievable. Hey, I almost forgot about those good old days. Instructor? How long have you been there? Ah, looks like you finally found out my work history, huh? I guess that kind of tarnishes my ravishing adult charm a bit then. I hate to break it to you, but you didn't have any to begin with. Shh, did you hear an old maid sighing? What was that? Hey, good evening everyone. Captain Claire? This is quite the unusual combination. Let me be the first to assure you this wasn't my idea. But the governors asked me to tell you that tomorrow's field study is being put on hold. Instead, you get the exciting opportunity to help this lady and her goons with their evil schemes. Huh? What evil schemes? Sorry, Sarah, could you maybe not try to put them off entirely before I've even had a chance to explain? Actually, there's a matter I'd like all of you to help us with. I've discussed this with the governor, and he decided this would be the best way to handle the issue. Huh? Now, if you'd be so kind as to get on board, I'll explain everything to you at the command post in Heimdall Central Station. Alright, what have you got for us? Same date, 2130. Terrorists? Indeed, I'm afraid we have no choice but to define them as such. Unfortunately, we have no clues as to their aim, nor do we know the names of the group's members, its size, or its history. At present, it doesn't even seem that the terrorist group has established a name for itself. That's a lot of unknowns. Would I be correct in assuming the man we met in North Highlands who was trying to start a war is a member? Ah! Gideon. So he's one of them, hmm? He said his name was Gideon or G or something like that. So that's the man you encountered in the that's what the man you encountered in the Highlands was up to. He does sound like the terrorist type. And you think he and his group are going to try something tomorrow on the first day of the summer festival? We're currently operating under that assumption, yes. The summer festival lasts 3 days, but unlike festivals in other provinces, only the first day garners much attention. It's been a month since the incident in Nord. If they intend to make their next move soon, tomorrow is a likely time. I'd have to agree. Terrorists do love their time in the spotlight after all. And considering how easily Gideon gave you his name, I'm betting we'll start to see them acting more openly soon. First, you gather arms and other like-minded allies in secret. Then you reveal yourself with a bang and keep going in quick succession. That's a typical terrorist MO. I see. And you want us to assist with countermeasures against them? Right, the RMP will be joining forces with Heimdall military police to bolster the capital's security. Unfortunately, as big as the capital is, I can't say with complete confidence that there will be no holes in our security. That's where you come in. You'll be assisting our security measures as a reserve force. But it'd sure be nice if the guild was still active here. It would have come in mighty handy right about now. Yes, I don't disagree. Sarah, you do know that the RMP had no involvement in the guild's withdrawal from the capital, right? Oh really? I mean, your boss and that brother of yours could hardly make their opposition to the guild more obvious if they tried. Well, wow, these two really seem to have a messy history between them. It sure looks that way, especially where the guild is concerned. Although it sounds like your brother has been keeping busy in Crossbell recently. So that's what's it gonna be? Where you choose this as your field study task for tomorrow is totally up to you. If you decline, there's plenty of other tasks the governor needs taken care of, like you've been doing for the last 2 days. The summer festival is a busy time after all, lots of little details that need to be squared away. Should we? We do probably want to sell things with Gideon. I think I speak for Group A when I say we'd be glad to join in with the anti-terrorist countermeasures. Group B feels the same. Alright then. Thank you for your assistance, everyone. Now let's move right along to confirming the patrol routes you'll be following. Cats are on the streets too. Home sweet home. Wow, this place sure brings back memories. Up until a year and a half ago, I'd swing by here at least once a week. Really? I wouldn't be surprised if I'd seen you around here then. Well, I did end up getting to know your sister. Fiona, right? Works as a piano teacher? Seriously? Wait, did she say she knew someone who worked at... She did say she knew someone who worked at the guild. I guess she was talking about the instructor? Still instructor. What is it that caused the guild to withdraw from the capital? I've been wondering about I've been wondering that for a while myself. The guild used to be pretty active here in Erebonia, right? Well, yeah. The direct cause was guild branches all over the country being blown up, but I'm sure you already known that. The culprits were Jaeger Corps hired by a nasty bunch the guild was at odds with at the time. Well, still is, but anyway. Thanks to a dependable ally, we were able to defeat the Jaegers, but by then, the Imperial government had its eye on us. They started making life difficult for us, took away most of the guild's authority in the country, leaving our hands tied. Eventually, the branches here started closing one by one, with no real prospect of ever reopening. Why would they do that? So that's how it was. Instructor? Hey, don't worry, your dad might be the city's governor, but he wasn't really involved. A certain friend of his, however, was very involved. Osborne. So you're talking about Chancellor Goliath Osborne, representative of the Imperial government, I assume. Was he trying to eliminate potential allies for Olivert? Yep, him and his cronies in the Imperial Intelligence Division. It's kind of like a sister organization to the Railway Military Police. Anyway, after that, I was out of a job. That's when Principal Van Dyke came and offered me a position at the academy. I started as a combat instructor last spring, and after that, I went up being chosen as your class's homeroom teacher. I still help out the guild from time to time, though. That's how I ended up bringing in our Jaeger princess here. Knock it off. So that's what happened. You mentioned that a Jaeger corps was responsible for the attacks. What was its name? Red Constellation or Zephyr? It wasn't the same group that Fee used to run with. They're called Jester. That's Lowe's group. Not a particularly high-ranking outfit. I see. They were pretty much working for Ouroboros. Worried about me? Well, I just suspect it was likely a different corpse. From the sound of it, the Jaeger corps Fee belonged to was a pretty large one, though. Oh, definitely. She was a Zephyr. Their leader was this insidious guy known as the Jaeger King. You name a combat specialty, Zephyr had it covered. They were the only corps on part of the Red Constellation, which had its roots in the berserkers of the Middle Ages. They caused me plenty of trouble back when I was still a full-time bracer. Look who's talking, you caused us plenty of trouble yourself. It's hard to believe all that happened to people we actually know. Yeah, it sounds more like a story out of some novel. Anyway, the terrorists you've been hearing about lately aren't part of any Jaeger corps. They do hire some dropouts, though. I figured that was the case. Generally, Jaegers are interested in just two things, money and fighting. That Gideon guy you encountered in Nord Highlands doesn't seem to fit that description, though. If I had to guess, I'd say he's acting on some kind of deep-seated grudge. A grudge, huh? Yeah, a lot of commoners like Osborne, but all the people who get screwed over by his policy become terrorists, I guess. He's really that bad. Well, it's hard to say anything for sure. I've never met him myself. From what I understand, he did seem particularly tenacious. It was definitely that. Which means we're really going to have to step it up for our patrol tomorrow. Your involvement is just a precautionary step, but if you're going to help, give it your best, I say. Seems like your teamwork is smoother than ever too, so all the better. Anyway, it's late, so get your report written and go get some sleep. I'm going to crash in one of the empty rooms upstairs. Ah! So the instructor never changes, does she? You sure? She seemed more talkative than usual. Feels like she was pushing herself. Now that you mention it, she did seem far more forthcoming with information than usual. Maybe she's feeling a bit weird being back in her old workplace? You might be right. Still, I guess we're not really in any position to be worrying about her. We'll just have to do our best to coordinate with Group B tomorrow to make sure everything goes smoothly. Agreed. Alright, the sooner we get that report written, the sooner we can get some sleep. Alright, that's really the only quest I had for now. And then, there will be a hidden quest at the start of tomorrow, though.
Keep up the good work!
I hope that was it. I'm always so paranoid about all this AP stuff. Yeah, there were only those few quests. Yeah. Uh-oh. It's Gideon. Again.
The time is finally at hand. At last. The hammer of judgment shall rouse this indolent capital from its slumber. Yeah!
What the? Who are all these guys? They're people from all walks of life.
Comrade G, all of the necessary preparations are complete.
Oh shit.
but it feels like you have so few men accompanying you.
Wouldn't it be wise to call in a few others for backup?
There's nothing to fear. As long as I have this flute, not even the railway military police stand a chance of stopping us. Tomorrow, the people of this land will at last know our name. My dear comrades, I shall be counting on you all. Yeah!
Seriously, what about those NPCs we were talking to were terrorists? That's mostly what it feels like to deal with terrorists all the time. You never know where they are. They could be anyone. Even the people you thought were cool. Yeah, I actually know that feeling in a way. Not gonna name names though. Alright, I'm gonna check on Group B before heading over to Railway Military Police's command post. They weren't a terrorist per se, but they were still pretty. They still had views that are pretty much stuff they're not gonna be able to share in the open. Just give me a call on your ARCUS if you find anything during your patrols. Okay. Will do, Instructor. Leave it to us. So I was expecting Captain Claire to be our point of contact. Yeah, I wasn't expecting you to agree to cooperate with the military police. I'm not exactly delighted about working with them, but things are looking pretty serious. I'm helping them this once and acting as your point of contact, but I won't let them forget for a minute that they owe me. Anyway, I'll see you all later. Tell Fiona thanks for the breakfast. Sure thing. Alright, we should get moving too. We guard designated areas, so we'll be patrolling them one by one, keeping an eye out for anything suspicious. Instructor Sarah said she'd contact us around noon too. Let's be off then. Ja. I'm guessing the city's gonna be packed with people, since it's the first day of the summer festival. That's all the more reason we need to stay especially vigilant. Oh boy, that was quite a cutscene. Did that update her character page? Yes, it did. Former Bracer. Alright, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe.